Hi, I'm Rob,
And I'm Sandy.
and this is the Carter Chronicles. Today we are taking you with us on our trip to Katmai National Park. Back in July of 2019, we did a day tour excursion from Anchorage to visit the national park and do some bear viewing at the famous Brooks Falls.
Katmai National Park and Preserve is located on the Alaska Peninsula, northwest of Kodiak Island, and southwest of Homer, Alaska. The park's headquarters are in King Salmon, Alaska, about 290 air miles southwest of Anchorage. The website is a great resource to learn more about the park and help you plan your trip.
With arguably the world's best bear viewing in their natural habitat, Katmai didn't actually become a national park because of the bears. It was established in 1918 to protect the region that was devastated by the 1912 eruption of the Novarupta volcano, and of course the area called the Valley of 10,000 Smokes.
There are bus trips that can take you to the Valley of 10,000 Smokes, located just 22 miles from the Brooks Lodge at Brooks Camp. But they are not available to people just visiting for the day, so we didn't get to see that. Today, the National Park protects cultural sites in the area dating back over 9,000 years, as well as habitat areas for salmon and brown bears.
And it was the brown bears we were hoping to see on this trip. Believe it or not, Katmai isn't the easiest national park to visit.
We boarded a plane at Ted Stevens International Airport and flew to King Salmon, Alaska, which took about 75 minutes. From there, we took a shuttle bus over to Katmai Air, where we had a small layover, then finally took a 25-minute float plane ride that flew us right to Brooks Camp, landing on Naknek Lake.
It sounds complicated, but it's really not that difficult. We found that the easiest way was just to book the trip through a park-approved vendor. In our case, it was through Katmai Land Incorporated. They took care of all of the details for our trip, including our lunch at the lodge, which serves 3 buffet-style meals a day and has a great fireplace that you can gather around.
Katmai Land also does all the reservations for Brooks Lodge, which is located right there at Brooks Camp, and it is the only full-service lodge within walking distance of Brooks Falls.
And with only 16 rooms available, you can imagine how difficult it is to get a reservation. There's also an area for tent camping, but reservations fill up for that pretty quickly.
Upon arrival at Katmai Air in King Salmon, you check in and you, along with all your gear, get weighed. Because of weight distribution on the seaplanes, just know that your party may get split up. Because of this, I was on a different float plane than Rob, and ended up being the co-pilot for my flight. It was neat getting to sit in the cockpit and talk to the pilot, but I wasn't allowed to take any pictures while up there. Rob, however, captured some on his flight.
Once you land on Naknek Lake and taxi on the water up to Brooks Camp Beach, you may just get your first glance at a brown bear greeting you at the shore. It is not uncommon for visitors to have to wait for the bears to move before they can disembark from their float plane.
Once on land, the first thing you must do is go through a bear safety orientation by the National Park Service. They go over the rules and regulations of the park, as well as what to do if you have a close encounter with a brown bear.
At the end of the orientation, you receive a pin that must be worn for the duration of your time at Katmai, and they are serious about it. We watched a lady get removed from the park because she wasn't wearing the pin. So just so you know, you must go through the orientation each visit.
So let's talk about the bears. Well, seeing the bears. the reason why so many people travel to Brooks Camp. There are walking trails over the river and through boreal forest that take you out to the viewing platforms. But you can see bears and signs of bears pretty much anywhere.
Many times a path may be temporarily closed because a bear is on the path, or has decided to take a nap alongside the trail. In that case, you just have to wait for the bear to move along or wake up and move. Keep this in mind for meal times or return flights, because you could become trapped on the wrong side of the bear jam and miss out.
There are 3 viewing platform areas: the lower river platforms, the Riffles Platform, and the Falls Platform. During peak visiting times, there can be a wait for the Falls Platform, which is the most popular. In that case, you put your name on a list and they give you a buzzer, much like at a restaurant. When it's your turn, you check in and then proceed to the Falls Platform, where you may or may not have a time limit.
The nearby Riffles Platform is available for viewing while you wait for the Falls Platform. Or there's a covered area also where you can wait. It was at the Riffles Platform that we got to see bear number 480, also known as Otis, the famous bear of the bear cams and winner of multiple fat bear competitions.
If you would like to watch the bears for yourself without traveling to Katmai, you can check out the bear cams at www.explore.org or here on YouTube by searching Brooks Falls Bear Camp. The cameras are live typically late June through early October, but you can enjoy highlights of the previous year during the off-season.
Here are some of our highlights of the bears that we saw in Katmai National Park.
We were there the second week in July, which is typically prime time for the salmon run of the Brooks River. However, because of an incredible heat wave while we were there, the salmon were pooling in deeper water to stay cool and not running up the falls as much as they normally would be.
And when we said you can see bears anywhere, we meant it. We were waiting on the beach for our float plane trip back to King Salmon when a brown bear appeared on the beach. Everyone backed away slowly until the bear was far enough away.
While busy watching that bear, a mama bear and her yearling slipped out of the trees not far from Rob. It was quite the surprise.
Katmai National Park was quite the experience for us. It was on our bucket list, and we are so glad we checked that box. We would highly recommend going if you ever get the chance. If you have any questions or have been to Katmai before and have something to add, please feel free to comment below. We would love to hear from you.
We hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, we'd love to have you like it and subscribe to our channel for more videos that can help you plan trips to Alaska and other destinations.
Our next video in this series will feature what we did and all the wildlife we got to see while visiting Alaska's Denali National Park.
Until next time, bye!